Welcome to this 40th session of Ergonomics for Beginners Industrial Design Perspective, and in this whole course this is the last concluding session. The today's session is the class number 40, the concluding session of the course. Here we are going to specifically discuss the design ergonomics in India and scope for exploration. Ergonomics has come a long way and enriched with varied application experiences in time. Ergonomics as a discipline, it is originated from military requirement initially, and designers, engineers, occupational health and safety and other expertise feeling to satisfy people have enriched the subject domain. In this course, industrial design perspective of ergonomics have been stressed. User friendliness and compatibility, that is man product system match between man and his surroundings and articles for his use, we try to establish. Regardless of what phase of the economy a person is involved in, every area of ergonomics and human factors, from environmental conditions and motivations to use of new communication systems, in a literal sense, it has developed and broadened considerably and generated a body of knowledge with varieties of specializations. Design ergonomics is such an area that we are stressing in this discussion and in this course as a whole. The application of best scientific principles and appropriate technologies may generate a design best to deliver its intended function. Still, its user, man, is the prime system component, ultimately has to feel comfort while using it. To qualify the same to be a good design. Now, the development is to achieve efficient and quality life. So, the issues are here safety, performance efficiency, reliability and occupational hazards to eliminate, so that people can use the product with a trust and without any fear, doubt to use that. There are many unnoticed concerns. It may be in industries, it may be in normal activities areas in day-to-day life. Even while using modern technological developments in a corner of room to concentrate on something, like in this figure it is seen. Many unnoticed issues relevant to modern day life requires to be looked into. Whether this type of concentration, how it affects the performance. In this figure, we are not discussing what are the factors may cause some problem. It is just open, one can see from this figure and can get some idea. Designing a product, a system or jobs must give maximum comfort, efficiency and safety to its users, taking into account differences in human performance and limitations. The progress leads complexity, and there is a constant struggle to adapt changing environment with newer ambitions and lifestyle aids with limitation of human capabilities. So, the development should be context specific. Design development needs justification, whether it is actually supporting the requirement. Design is an innovative process. It achieves a practical outcome and it should be reproducible. So, design is an innovative, practical, reproducible solution to conceive various aids to human needs. Always a heavy, thoughtful item need not to be always put forward for a good communication. Here, a small thing is in that in a vehicle back it is mentioned that keep smiling, it is a tax free item. So, with this note, those who are seeing this figure, the total mind changes, it gives a small smile. So, what has happened? Such information, whether and how much is effective, a concern can be developed and a series of studies in this respect can be initiated. Now, in this figure, it is showing that the person is carrying his whole family, mother, wife and child in the same scooter. So, obviously, it is a risky. So many concerns are there, so many restrictions can be put here, but the need versus many issues are here. The affordability, just only implementing the rules for safety, whether we are providing a good means for that, how people can use, how people can honor those rules, then something has to be considered here. So, there are many issues while looking into a problem area. This figure it says that the privacy and aesthetics. Normally in bathrooms and etc., wherever it is there, all it is a tagged with a was like ladies, gents, males, females, men, women, so many things, and then some figures like that to denote the men use a figure with a moustache, a circle face, and for ladies without moustache, maybe some kind of other bindi or something, that type of approach, that figure is presented. But still people feel little awkward just to enter into those things and its display. Sometimes it is a washroom type of new words have been used. Here it is shown that in a corner of a corridor, end part of corridor, this type of approach is there, and for that you do not need to say anything that what for this is and which door one need to enter, male, female, and aesthetically a pleasant is there, the brooms and with some creepers are kept in this. So, it says what purpose and then it gives a direction. You do not need to tell here what for it is. So, now this type of applications it needs the past knowledge maybe, and then on the user's intelligence level. So, depending on that solutions to be given. Human compatibility factors in terms of limitations and specific natural facilities of humans and acquired needs to be looked into. This figure says most of the houses near the dressing table, a corner is maintained where all the required items are placed, so that the identity of a corner is there, and it says that what purpose, and if a need is there to use it, he can come and can get all the required items within reachable limit and at a place. So, the required items and its location in a space, it requires to be studied not only in this home area, but in some others like in machine condition, factory premises and other locations also. This figure here it says that the image application. Here the right hand side it says that the transparent body of this pen and the color of the cap, and it says that what color ink is there. So, it is seen. So, this color it tells that here whatever the color red, and so inside the ink is also red. So, the color, so the function when you need it, it gives an identity. Now, here it is another thing is that a scent bottle, perfume bottle. Now, perfume bottle, now we can say that this is a cap, it is closed, and when the cap is open, then you can use it as spray. Now, question comes for the spraying purpose. Now, when you are using a muscle relaxing spray, at that time the spray should be easy to operate. But in this case, when you are using the perfume, that liberal movement is not necessary, and per pressure less amount of material to come out. In that case, this type of ornamentation may be permitted. Like that, where ornamentation is necessary and which context it is not, means it depends on the requirement. In this left hand area, it the image, the soft skin and etc., it goes with that. This figure means it is a natural element kind of presentation. In this format here, there may be written material or something, but giving this foot imprint, it says that the material inside is related to the foot care. The simple representation, somewhere the simple direct representation is helpful, and somewhere its abstract representation is also gives a desired feeling. Here it says that issue is delicate issue. The figure and the placement etc. says that it is a delicate item. You do not need to tell somebody how to operate, how to hold, how to transfer this item. This ball is a broken glass made ball, empty ball, hollow. So, the after seeing the figure, it gives a delicate feeling. Now, in this case, issue that delicate, it restricts from unsafe action. So, some inbuilt features to be there that will give you or us some kind of intimation or information about its unsafe or safe to operate that aspect. In this case, the glass, it will be very difficult to drop this half water filled glass on this surface, the glass surface or on the floor, the hard floor surface. It is very difficult knowingly within matter, it is very difficult to throw it. Means what happens? That some inbuilt safety features are there. If we can identify all those as issues and its related design elements, then it would be good. In this case, how psychology changes or determines behavior. This figure was taken from available resources in market, available publications. It says that this urinal pen has a small fly here. So, everybody started feeling, because we have a idea or inbuilt habit that if there is any bad thing that I do not want to use it or see it, we want to throw it away. We want to keep it out from my closed devices. So, here what happened, to put this to the drain, the people will pee on it, people pees on it to remove the dead fly, but it is not a dead fly, it is a dead fly impression is given. So, that the urination behavior would maintained or be that behavior is controlled here. Now, the same figure, the same principle can we use in this combi flow in a dentist chamber. In this case, what has happened? Now, we also can have a dead fly or something in this, so that while sleeping and doctor is doing this dental care, and then you have need to spit on this spittoon like this. But in that case, what has happened? In this case, it was to throw it in this case, but here in this case, what has happened? I want to see whether in my spit that some blood is coming or not. So, here it is that I want to see the thing, here I do not want to see the thing, but the physiological, the psychological issues are the same, but context wise it is a different application. Somewhere it is necessary, somewhere it is not necessary. Here in this combi flow, it will have a bad effect. Means if the combi flow is dirty, then we may not like it to use that. Now, the care for various physical and mental challenging issues are there. So, for that we can have this type of guards, rails, etc. Now, the thing is that these things are okay, but in this is the case where though the development is all, now this person has a problem in one leg like this. So, he is been given an artificial foot to use it, but in reality what has happened, you can see that he is squatting and moving forward in this position, and using a stick here he forwards it as he proceeds like this. So, the concern comes here that why he behaves like this way. Is this foot not matching with him, or we are not sure what for this is, or maybe for small movement he does not feel to wear this food. Whatever the reasons, these two figures says that this person, though the facility is provided, is not using. What can be done? Ergonomics or human factors is the scientific discipline concerned with the understanding of interactions among humans and other elements of a system, and the profession that applies theory, principles, data and methods to design in order to optimize human well-being and overall system performance. So, ergonomics principles and criteria relevant to design need to be considered while developing any product attempt. Ergonomics looks into establishing an optimum context where users feel a total trust through establishing physical dimensions, cognitive perception and to maintain physiological cost within tolerable limits. There exist domains of specializations. Physical ergonomics deals with physical match, establishing physical match. Cognitive ergonomics establishing perception and judgment, etc. And organizational ergonomics, the larger application areas. Here in this figure, an issue, is it a need to develop or to think on it? This figure is taken from in Nagaland one area, where it is seen that the used tires are being modified for this type of buckets and some other vessels like that. It is mostly to be used for pigs, to give the food and supply to the pigs in piggery. Now, very less people are engaged in this field, but still there is a need. A certain group of people, they its requirement. So, whether can we concern it as a need to be looked into? There are so many social issues that remains unconcerned for common people or while doing a policy decision, but in that case it comes whether and how much is to be answered, but for that we need to study it and its we have to find its implications in society. Design development attempt must have proper need identification, followed by design ideation exercise and incorporation of context specific human compatibility and comfort issues. Relevant need based and anticipated need based design ideation exercises may be initiated to meet our varied nature requirements. The content in this whole course, Ergonomics for Beginners, is laid out throughout the whole course in an awareness generating format, so that one can make use of the issues highlighted herein for various context specific design ideation purpose. Now, here some issues are shown, taking some inspiration from some animal, from nature or animal or from our own body parts like that. Body part used nail and beak. So, now how bird foot looks like, how it can be, it normally they hold the things and from there a things done that this type of application one can develop, so that we can put in our hand, in our finger, and we can pick it like this way. So, this type of small development can also be done. And another thing, most tools are built with an intention to use the holding capacity of our hands and reject the ability of the nails to integrate with our hands to form tools. Tools for light jobs can be oriented this way rather than being holding type. Here it is said that after studying the cat paws and the orangutan hands and our own fingers, a paper cutter or a mithai cutter, means sweet cutter, can be developed like this. So that what's happened, after making a sweet meat somewhere plate, then using this we can cut as per our own requirement like that. So, moving finger is easier than to hold a knife and then do like this way. So, it can give a more skillful motion. So, where more skillful motion is required, but less pressure, less force, there this type of development may be possible. So, these are some ideas we have to make it in prototype making and then give trial to have a good design. Another thing is that when we eat some noodles type of food, then we normally use the forks. But the thing is that it normally when you do it, it slips off from the fork. So, if we can have a small plastic material type like this, that it can be put inside the finger and then with like say you can hold it. So, using one finger, so it will be easier to hold it like this way. So, this type of product can be developed. So, cutlery to eat Chinese noodles for Indians, it is necessary, one can think of developing this. So, the ergonomics for beginners industrial design perspective, we have total 10 modules with 40 classes, and these are the modules we have spread over in this course. Now, the first module was introducing ergonomics and content details, where the first class was introducing ergonomics and content details, where the overview was discussed, and in class number 2 design today, the design human age to lifestyle, man the prime system component, man machine environment interaction system was discussed. Module number 2 was discipline approach ergonomics and human factors, where we have discussed journey, fitting task to man, then domain, physiology, philosophy and objectives, mutual task comfort, two-way dialogue communication model. Class number 6 ergonomics and human factors fundamentals. Class 7 the physiology, work physiology and stress was discussed. Now, the module 3 where the human physical dimension concern was discussed, there human capabilities and limitations in terms of anthropometry, that is human body and structure and function was discussed. Within that, in these courses, there are 7 classes were there. The class number 8 was human body structure and function anthropometrics. Class 9 anthropometry body growth and somatotypes was discussed, and class 10 static and dynamic anthropometry sit stand posture. Class 11 static and dynamic anthropometry squatting and cross legged postures. Class 12 measuring technique. Class 13 statistical treatment of data and percentile calculations was discussed. Class 14 design guidelines of anthropometric data was discussed. Module 4 the posture and movement. In this human body structure and function, posture and job relation, posture and body supportive devices, chair characteristics, vertical work surface, horizontal work surface, movement, human movement and work counter was discussed. Behavior and perception. In this communication and cognitive issues, psychosocial behavior aspects, behavior and stereotype was discussed. In class number 25, the information processing and perception issues, class 26 cognitive aspects and mental workload, class 27 human error and risk perception was discussed. Module 6, the visual issues, visual performance and visual displays were the main concerns in this module. And module 7, the environmental factors influencing human performance. Module 8, ergonomic design process was discussed. And in class 31st, ergonomic design methodology, 32, ergonomics check criteria and check while designing, class 33, design process involving ergonomics check, class 34, some checklist for task easiness was the main content. Now, module number 9 was performance support and design intervention. In this, we have taken some design ideas and we have discussed through. Class 35, it contains occupational safety and stress at workplace in view to reduce the potential fatigue, errors, discomforts and unsafe acts. Class 36, workstation design. Class 37, furniture support, where we have discussed few design ideas at hostel table, mechanical engineering drawing table, mobile lecture delivery assistive trolley and school furniture design issues. Class 38 was vertical arm reach and relevant design application possibilities, workstation based craft. 39, the last session was humanizing design, the design and human capability, compatibility, comfort and adaptability aspects were discussed, where design intervention strategy for sustainability was main concern in that class. Now, the ergonomics for beginners, the industrial design perspective, the total study material was covered through this syllabus is that. So, the total course material was covered this area, that is overview of ergonomics and design relevances, man the prime system component, man machine environment interaction system and user friendly design practice, human compatibility, comfort and adaptability, fundamentals of ergonomics, physical, that is anthropometrics, human body structure and function, posture, movement and biomechanics, physiological, that is work physiology, stress was given, and psychological aspects were behavior, cognitive aspects and mental workload was discussed. This was the matter. And information processing, human error and risk perception, visual performance and visual displays, environmental factors influencing human performance, occupational stress, safety and health issues, ergonomics criteria check while designing, design process involving ergonomics check and ergonomic design evaluation and participatory ergonomic aspects. These were the main content of this whole course. Through this, what we tried to achieve and how much we have achieved in and what are, and in which context we have discussed this and where it can go. Now, if we see in India, state of the art of centers with specific inclination of ergonomic applications and we can say that in Delhi, the Defence Institute of Physiology and Allied Sciences, they conduct, they use this ergonomics for defense purpose. Aligarh Muslim University in here for that specific purpose for mechanical engineering courses. Then SAIL Bokaro in unit that for health management they issue, MRI Mine Research Institute for mine safety purpose they use it, and then National Institute of Design, where mostly the design aspects are concerned, National Institute of Occupational Health, that is occupational health issues, and IIT Bombay, that under the Industrial Design Center, the design issues are discussed, and NITI Bombay, that industrial management issues, Central Labour Institute, labor oriented aspects, these are concerned, and basic and BHEL, Tiruchirappalli, there health management etc. are being used. Now, specifically as a course, basic ergonomics course. So, all this whatever we discussed, it gives a specific emphasis, but as a total course under physiology master's degree, as a specialization, it discussed, it starts or is offered in Calcutta University, Vidyasagar University, Kolkata University, like that. And there are many other institutes are also using ergonomics for the specific purposes. At IIT Guwahati, what we are doing, that deals with design technology, that is bachelor's master's level input to design curriculum and also conducting the PhDs. List continues to some institutes of home sciences, agriculture, engineering, etc., and related disciplines, and some leading industries as their in-house facilities. They also use these ergonomics issues or ergonomics relevances in their specific area. Now, specifically we can say that how it is in job design area, the issues are relevant where ergonomics are being used. It is allocation of function, task analysis, mental workload, job and team design, participatory ergonomics issues, models in training and instruction, computer based instruction, organizational design and macro ergonomics, socially centered design. Design for health and safety, there occupational risk management, work schedule and sustained performance, psychosocial approach in occupational health, manual material handling, work related musculoskeletal disorders of the upper extremities, warning and risk perception. In these issues, ergonomics principles and criteria are being used. For performance modeling, decision making, feedback control models, manual control and tracking, supervisory control, cognitive modeling, computer modeling and simulation, decision support system. Now, after designing or implementing ergonomics issues in practice, now you have to evaluate this. How far it is really beneficial. So, data collection and evaluation of outcome measures, exploratory sequential data analysis are necessary. There, the qualitative and quantitative handling of continuous observational data is necessary. Effectiveness of testing of complex systems, usability testing, maintainability, human factors audits, assessing cost and benefits of human factors. Now, equipment, workplace and environmental design, in this ergonomics are being used for visual display, controls design, non-conventional controls, biomechanical aspects of workplace design, noise, multiple noise, vibration and motion, illumination, toxicology and thermal comfort, climate and clothing, design for macrogravity and microgravity environments, architecture and interior design. In these specific areas, ergonomics principles and criteria are very helpful. Now, selected applications of human factors. Human factors in manufacturing area, automation surprises, human factors in process control, human factors in transportation, design for people with functional limitations resulting from varieties of disabilities. Now, with this we can say a good ergonomic design creates a context for experience that fully respects users all inbuilt capabilities and acquired skills and understands users and their requirements. When a usable item and space is conceived with interface matching between users, compatible physical features and how our body behaves, the design would be well accepted. Evaluate the match. And here the skill of the person who is using this information is a criteria. For that, practice is necessary. Now, the elements of design through different treatment and applications creates different identity. In this figure, the lines in background, what it says? Simply we can say that it is a pregnant women. Now, all the figures of pregnant women, whatever comes in our mind, it comes here. So, the real to abstract symbolic representation of theme and essence we have to identify, and if we apply, then it will give you the identity of that. Now, in this figure we have added this portion here. After adding this portion, what it says? It gives a specific, it changes its identity as a whole. Identity changes to a Ganesh figure, that God ideal Ganesh figure with a elephant trunk. So, that appears here if we give a little, just only this much portion if we add in it, like that. So, previously this from a, so what this is a pregnant women abstract. Now, just only adding this element, it changes the identity. So, where the identity lies, that information is necessary, and this is the perception. So, cognitive issues we one need to concern and to study this for different application requirement. Another application. Now, earlier slide we saw that abstract. Now, here the exact replication of using of the real object, like Gandhiji, he used his figure. If you see that he keeps a watch on his lap. So, the Gandhiji item, to express that feeling, if this Gandhiji G is replaced with that watch, then it gives that identity. It creates an image form. Continuity as operation clue. This, if we see it, now here what happened, it matches with the whole form, no problem. Now, when we are turning it, it changes the shape, continuity. Now, finally, when it comes back again, it comes to close. So, if it is not tied fully, closed fully or something, after seeing the image, the form, its continuity of the form, it gives an operation clue that whether this lid or cap is closed or not. So, the continuity of form shape, it gives an operational clue. Scope for users creativity, everybody is creative. If we give a very rigid design solution, whatever good it may be, but people will try to use that as per his own creative need, whether it fulfills that. At home, we always change our cot position and sofa chair position, because to make newness or some kind. So, if a design is made in such a way that you cannot change anything in the interior, then we are not honoring the occupant's creative nature. Here one design is showing that here this is a metal plate made matter. So, what has happened here in this product, it was all flat, it is all flat, but only the cut marks were there. So, and then instruction was given, inbuilt instruction that how to open it. So, you can open this thing to have this structure or the total shape. Now, these holes are given here. It says that either you may hang it. If you hang it, then this can be used as a cloth hanger. Now, if you place it on a platform, then it can be used as a cassette rack or maybe some kind of a plate rack kind of thing. So, the product is same, but giving some small features, you are telling the intended users that within these two operational mode, he can choose it. So, this type of creative issues, if we can add, then probably design will be well accepted. In conclusion, we can say this figure, the ice cream, utterly delicious. Shape, size, color, it says. Not only the material quality and quantity to taste, but color, text and shape and mode of presentation creates total appetite to accept this product. When we are talking design, it is probably to evoke good feeling within people, feeling of comfort, love, satisfaction, etc. Feeling follows form, an interesting concept, and anyone designing for humans should pay attention to. The emotional content of design is gaining more and more importance for design sciences. Color, texture and form play important roles in our life in many ways in terms of utility and aesthetics. Form, from this entire journey, it is clear that we can extract the basic essence of traditional elements that can easily be transformed in a context of contemporary art and design. Various levels of input from every presence and also absence stimulate our sense, and we judge and accept accordingly. These may be of utility items or items of appreciation. When these two requirements meet, it comes to pleasure acceptance. Various context specific applications of design elements, as for example, line, texture, harmony, balance, etc., makes the identity. Enough scope are there, we need to explore. Studying meaningful application of design elements in nature gives clue to use while creating man-made objects for human utility towards total trust to fulfill functional need as well as aesthetics appealing. Role of ergonomics in design development to establish pleasure beyond usability is the trust. Design features are not only to divulge ease of use and start safety, but pleasure of use, enjoyment of the experience. Design ergonomics balances aesthetics and functionality with human compatibility features. Now, keywords of the whole course can be summarized in 4 items, 4 points, that design and human compatibility factors, ergonomics risk aspects of design, usability, pleasurability and trust issues. So, with this we can say that the whole course concentrates on design ergonomics issues, criteria and principles, context specific application and creative ideation scopes. With this we can say, take risk of initiating. If you win, you can lead. If you lose, still you can guide. Wish you all the best for this whole course. So, what we are preaching, what we need to consider quality design through design ergonomics. So, thank you very much. I think we see this course material, the content will be used for developing newer products, designs and newer ideations for our own need. Thank you.